So let's see the first step. What is the configuration inside the step? So this is the level 1 approval. So let's see what is the condition first. This is the step condition.
Sorry, Pamunda, is this SPRO? No.
No, this is Fiori. This is not SPRO. This will
Okay.
not create a transport request. In general, it's free from the transport request. You would be able to maintain it directly in the production system. But
it will be done only by consultants, not the users.
No, it is actually, it has been created, the motive behind of creation of these workflow was, it need to be done by your core users or key users. Your core user and key user would be able to do it. My experience is that during the implementation, it is purely maintained by consultants. Consultant maintain it, they do the knowledge transfer to the support team. Then after the implementation up to 6 months to a year, we give it to the support team. They create a request. It goes to the support team and support team manage these workflows. And after a year or two, once the workflow has been stabilized, slowly we start handing it over to the core user. It will never go to the end user, but your core user and key user will be handing it over and they would be able to manage it. And that also would not be many in your business organization. There would be 1 or 2 people, your core users, who would be responsible to take care of the approval part. Okay, and they would be managing this application. To create it in a simpler way, in a business way, that business would be able to understand it. Everything is in the business English language. No technical languages has been used. The motive is that it should go to the core users. Okay, and they would be able to directly do the maintenance in the production system.
Okay. So what was the name of this app?
Manage workflow for purchase order.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Can you go back and can you come again?
Manage workflow for purchase order. So when you will search manage workflow, you will see many applications. Manage workflow for purchase order, manage workflow for request for quotation, manage workflow for quotations, manage workflow for purchase requisitions, different versions of the applications you will see it. For different object, they have created a different application. But I will add one more point, what Didi was asking. In the latest version, it is possible. In 1709, 1809, 1909, it was not possible to transport it. But in the latest versions, they have given the functionality. It's optional functionality. You can ask your basis team to lock your workflow ID with the transports, which means that all the changes which you will be creating here would be requiring a transport request. And then that transport you would be able to move from quality system to the production system. From quality system to the production system, but which means that in the production system, you would not be able to change the workflows. You will not be able to activate it. You will not be able to deactivate it, or you will not be able to directly create the workflows directly in the production system.
Which is okay because you would have done your test in quality.
Yes, right. But the idea, all the idea behind this is to, you will see that a lot in S/4HANA, all the new functionalities, there is this much of configuration and that much of settings, personal user settings. So SAP is reducing the SPRO configuration. Here also in the full process, you have seen the SPRO configuration is just your document type, ticking it. Apart from that, there is no configurations in SPRO. Same thing you will see in all of the objects, whether I have checked DDMRP, predictive MRP, AETP, all the new functionalities are only 1 to 2% of the SPRO configuration. Rest all is the key settings which we need to maintain through the Fiori applications. The idea is that what happens that after the implementation, when you go into the rollouts, and in the rollouts, even if you want to do a small change, okay, you want to do a small change in the month of November, okay, and your business close in the month of December, okay, you come up with your requirement in the month of end of November that you need some small change in a rollout projects where the SAPs has been already rolled out, and your financial business end closing in the month of December. Can you tell me that when this small change will go into the production as per your experience?
After January, because usually there is year end, they'll block, is a freeze
Yes,
period.
right.
So after everything, it's gonna take
Nice
at
for you to
least
say
2
that.
months.
That will go into your production system. You will see working user on the production system in the month of February. Small change at the November end, you wanted it, but it will appear in your production system in February, December, January, 2 months, and maybe 15 days. You can also add 2.5 months. You would be waiting it, even though it's a small change. Okay, even though it's a small change. So that kind of restriction with the release strategies is hampering a lot, even for the small changes to be appear, and business would be able to use it. That's why SAP is reducing SPRO configuration and increasing the key settings. When they are increasing the key settings, okay, when they're increasing the key settings, it does not mean that the end user need to do it. They are expecting that your core user would be more intelligent. Your core or key user would be more intelligent. I expect a core user is just one step below the consultant. A core user, I consider, a good core user, I consider 70% of the consultant. Right? So that much of knowledge those core users would be having it, and they would be maintaining these things directly in production environment. Okay, so that would be having a little bit of risk if they have not, if they have not managed it clearly, they have not tested it properly, and they have done some change, and then your approval process has been gone on toss, right? That's why we are approaching a staggered approach, implementation with consultant. After implementation, 1 to 2 years, not the release strategy is there, but just they need to create a change request, and the change request, once it is approved, and support team would be immediately do the change, it will appear to them. And then after 1 or 2 years, once they understand it, and once your approval process has been streamlined, then you can hand it over to your core user to maintain these applications.